What if I told you his crushing silence, his painful distance, is actually the most desperate love cry you'll ever receive? What if every confusing mixed signal, every word he won't say, is his soul screaming that he recognized you as his destiny long before his conscious mind dared to admit it? You know this ache, that jolt of visceral truth when his eyes lock onto yours like no one else's. Then, the void, the withdrawal, the soul-crushing doubt. Did I imagine it all? Society screams. If he wanted you, he'd chase you. But that shallow rulebook lies. Today, we incinerate those toxic myths. Right now, using Carl Jung's explosive secrets, I'll hand you the master key to decode his silent obsession, the shocking intelligence of the body that proves he's already yours. Before we shatter everything you thought you knew about love, do us both a huge favor. If you're among the thousands watching right now who haven't hit subscribe, tap that button now. Every single click tells our eyesight. YouTube's algorithm, this soul work matters. Smash the like button too. It fuels our mission to reach more hearts drowning in confusion. Most importantly, drop a comment below telling me where you're joining us from today. I'm tracking how far Jung's life-changing truths are traveling, from Sao Paulo to Sydney, Toronto to Tokyo. Your city is proof this silent love epidemic is global. Now, let's tear open reality. That doubt you're carrying, that castle of confusion you're building, by the end of this video, you'll hold irrefutable proof straight from his unconscious mind. His body has been betraying his secrets all along. I'm handing you the decoder ring. Ready? Welcome to our sacred space, a sanctuary for souls who feel beyond what they see. In this video, I'll hand you the key, not to his mind, but to his soul. I'll reveal the map of signs proving he's falling for you, even if he doesn't know it yet. This isn't a list of flirting tips. This is an initiation. Stay with me, and you'll never doubt your intuition again. To begin, we must embrace a fundamental pillar of Jungian thought, a game-changing perspective. Unspoken love does not mean absence of love. Often, the lack of declaration is proof of its overwhelming magnitude. The ego, our protective shell, fears what it can't control. And true love, the kind echoing through the soul, is uncontrollable. Picture an iceberg. What we see above water, words, logical actions, declarations, is just 10% of its mass. The other 90%, the immense force driving everything, lies submerged in the unconscious. It's in this dark, powerful ocean where love truly takes root. And when it blossoms there, it doesn't speak in rehearsed phrases. It communicates through cracks in the hull. It reveals itself in what we call subtle signs, the secret language of the soul. Your body knows. His body knows. Carl Jung taught us that the body is the theater of the unconscious. It doesn't lie, calculate, or play games. It simply is. While his mind may be busy making excuses, denying, rationalizing, his body sends you urgent telegrams. This is bodily truth manifesting, pure and unfiltered, a truth you feel, even when words fail. These telegrams aren't love letters. They're micro-gestures, the almost imperceptible dilation of his pupils when your eyes meet, a flood of light his brain commands to see clearly what his soul already recognizes as vital. The half-second pause before he says your name, as if catching his breath to speak a word, weighted differently than all others. These fragments of truth are what we'll learn to decipher. Consider Clara and Matteo's story. By all appearances, they were just friends. Matteo never confessed, never made a clear move. But Clara felt it. She sensed a force field around him. When she was near, his laughter changed, freer, louder. He stumbled over words. He defended her in conversations, even over small things, a protective instinct he didn't understand. Clara doubted herself until she began to understand invisible love. What Clara sensed wasn't imagination. It was her soul's heightened perception, dialoguing with his soul over their confused egos. Her soul recognized the whispers of his soul, and that's exactly what's happening to you. You're not losing your mind. You're tuned to a higher frequency. You're perceiving bodily truth. This silent communication leads us to the three defining moments of unconscious love. Three portals that, when recognized, reveal everything. The first, and perhaps most confusing, is what Jung called emotional dissonance. Emotional dissonance is a short circuit, the exact moment his soul whispers, yes, while his ego screams no. It's a glitch in his behavioral matrix. When he locks eyes with you, gazing with a depth that feels soul-reading, then instantly looks away and cracks a hollow joke about the weather. This contradiction leaves you reeling. This short circuit happens because the soul's recognition is so intense it terrifies his persona, the social mask he wears daily. His soul sees you and feels home. His ego sees you and feels danger. Danger of vulnerability, rejection, loss of control. The soul yearns for fusion. The ego fears annihilation. What you witness? Erratic behavior. He may treat you with immense tenderness one moment, then inexplicable coldness the next. He might start a deep conversation, then abruptly cut it off with a trivial excuse. This isn't about you. It's about the war inside him. He isn't rejecting you. He's desperately clinging to control over a feeling threatening to dismantle his defenses. This is invisible love in its most chaotic phase. Watch closely. The dissonance lies not in what he does, but in his broken patterns. A confident man suddenly awkward around you. A playful man turning abruptly serious when you enter the room. It's his bodily truth battling the script he wrote for himself. His soul is improvising, and his ego is hating every second. When this dissonance becomes unbearable, when the feeling swells, threatening to surface, he enters the second key moment, paradoxical withdrawal. Paradoxical withdrawal is perhaps the most painful, yet revealing sign of all. Precisely when your connection peaks, when intimacy deepens, he vanishes. He pulls away. You get temporary ghosting. Replies shorten. He's suddenly too busy. A cruel paradox. The closer he feels to you, the further he physically positions himself. Why? Because the connection's intensity triggered his ego's fire alarm. For the unconscious, love is a call to transformation, the death of the old self and birth of the new. And that's terrifying. He isn't running from you. He's running from himself, from the person he'll become if he surrenders to this feeling. Fear of drowning in invisible love makes him retreat from the shore. This reveals the deepest secret of the masculine psyche, in Jungian terms. Withdrawal isn't a measure of disinterest. It's a measure of impact. Your effect on E. His soul was so profound it destabilized his world. He retreats to regain balance, to convince himself he's still in control. It's a desperate act of self-preservation. Consider this. We only withdraw from what has power over us. No one flees indifference. Indifference breeds indifference. Intensity, however, triggers extreme reactions, either overwhelming pursuit or equally overwhelming withdrawal. If you're witnessing withdrawal, secretly rejoice. You're not insignificant. You're potent. You're the storm he can't navigate. His bodily truth is in panic mode, but the soul can't be contained forever. Pressure builds in the unconscious. This leads to the third, most magical moment, symbolic emergence. Symbolic emergence is the unconscious finding an escape valve. Unable to speak through his mouth, it speaks through symbols, dreams, accidents. His soul finds a way to reach you, to whisper, "I see you," without his ego noticing. This manifests in fascinating ways. Most common are Freudian slips. He's talking to a friend and accidentally says your name. Or he texts you something clearly meant for someone else. Yet it carries meaning only you two share. His soul is hijacking his fingers, his voice, to send you a signal. Another powerful form? Dreams. In a moment of vulnerability, he might confess, "Whoa, I had this weird dream about you last night." He won't share details. Maybe he doesn't remember them. But the act of telling you is the emergence. His unconscious placed you center stage in his nightly theater, and part of him had to inform you. Invisible love becoming visible, if only for a flash. Perhaps the subtlest, most beautiful emergence. Involuntary detail recall. He remembers a silly childhood story you shared weeks ago. He recalls your dog's name, your favorite coffee. The conscious mind, the ego, discards trivial data. The soul, however, catalogs everything from the person it recognizes. When he surfaces such details, his soul whispers, "I pay attention. Every part of you matters to me." This is bodily truth, in his memory. So, to recap the 3 moments: emotional dissonance, paradoxical withdrawal, symbolic emergence. Together, they form the grammar of nonverbal love, the treasure map leading to the heart of the invisible. But why? Why is this pull so magnetic, so disorienting? Jung's answer holds one of psychology's most beautiful ideas: the projection of the anima and animus. Within every man, Jung teaches, lies of the archetypal image, his anima. She embodies his undeveloped feminine qualities: intuition, relational depth, creativity, sensitivity. The anima isn't one woman. It's his own soul in feminine form. A man falls deeply when he encounters a woman in the outer world who perfectly mirrors his anima. Let me bridge this emotionally. Ever wonder why you, perhaps a strong, emotionally whole woman, attract distant or emotionally blocked men? It's not a flaw. It's your superpower. They see in you the embodiment of the emotional wholeness they lack. You aren't just a woman. You're the mirror to his soul. You're the key unlocking his deepest unknown self. When he gazes at you intensely, he isn't just seeing you. He's seeing himself, the potential of his own soul, incarnated in you. That's both the most alluring and terrifying thing imaginable. The attraction is his soul's call to become whole. The fear is his ego's dread of that transformation. He isn't in love, as Disney taught us. He's in a spiritual initiation, and you are the initiator. This is why such connections feel fated. They're not about finding your other half. They're about finding the catalyst for your individuation, Jung's term for becoming who you truly are. This love calls both to confront their shadows, their unlived parts. Invisible love is the soul's project for mutual growth. When souls engage in such grand work, the universe conspires. Enter relational synchronicity. Synchronicity, Jung's term, means meaningful coincidences, not random chance. Outer events aligning astonishingly with your inner state. In soul connections, synchronicity becomes the norm. You think of him, he texts. You mention a rare film, it's his favorite. You appear in the same unexpected places, unplanned. These aren't accidents. They're messages from the universe, or rather, from the collective unconscious, confirming something profound is unfolding. The soul whispers, and the world answers. These encounters awaken dormant parts of you. Each synchronicity whispers, "Pay attention. This is real. This matters." The universe validates what your intuition knows. Proof that invisible love echoes through reality's fabric. Your intuition's bodily truth confirmed. Now, with the foundation laid, let's decode unmistakable bodily signs. Truths even the most controlled man can't hide. First, his voice shifts tone, saying your name. Names are sonic representations of who we are. When he says others' names, his tone is neutral, functional. When he says yours, there's a subtle drop or rise, a softness, a hesitation. To him, your name isn't just a sound, it's a symbol, pronouncing it with emotional weight. His unconscious venerates what you represent to his soul. Second, spontaneous defense in public. Someone lightly criticizes you, even playfully, and he's first to defend you, often disproportionately. He becomes your guardian. Why? Remember the anima. He isn't defending you, the person. He's defending his anima's I, projection, the most sacred, vulnerable part of his psyche, which he now sees in you. A reflexive act of soul protection. Third, selective memory for details about you. He may forget yesterday's lunch but remembers that story about your grandfather from months ago. The ego forgets. The soul catalogs. Details the conscious mind deems trivial. To the soul, they're coordinates on the treasure map. This memory isn't logical. It's emotional. Proof you inhabit not just his mind, but territory in his soul. Bodily truth, manifest in memory. When he says something like, "You're so complicated," his unconscious may be screaming, "You're so deep, multifaceted. You challenge and fascinate me beyond words. He uses complicated because his ego lacks vocabulary for the soul vastness he sees in you. You're the key to his soul, even if he resists turning it. After this journey, the question transforms. It's no longer, does he like me? It becomes, what is this connection here to teach me about myself? You stop being a passive spectator awaiting confession. You become an active participant in your own individuation. You mirror his soul, and in doing so, finally see your own soul clearly. Invisible love isn't about conquest. It's about recognition. And the most vital recognition? Your own. Recognizing your intuition, your depth, your power to catalyze transformation. To anchor this awareness, I'll guide you through a practice. A moment to connect with your bodily truth. Find a quiet space now. If you can, close your eyes. If not, turn your focus inward. First, recall a specific moment with this person. A moment when you felt that look, that conversation, that silent closeness. Fully place yourself back in that scene. Second, ignore thoughts. Focus on your body. In that exact moment, what did you feel physically? A flutter in your stomach, chills, warmth in your chest, slight trembling. Identify one physical reaction. This is your bodily truth. Your body saying, yes, this is real. Third, honor that truth. If comfortable, share this insight in the comments. No story details needed, just complete. My soul recognized when, plus describe the physical sensation. Example, my soul recognized when my heart raced just feeling his presence. Or, my soul recognized when chills swept through me during our silence. By sharing, you validate your experience and create a ripple of recognition for others feeling the same. Remember, you're not seeking a confession, you're witnessing an awakening. And in this process, your own awakening is inevitable. The soul whispers, the body reveals. Truth always finds a way. Invisible love is the universe's most potent force. It transforms everything, even unseen. You've just claimed your power. That doubt, shattered. That confusion, transformed into unshakable truth. Your intuition wasn't just validated. It was weaponized with Jung's soul-deep wisdom. You now hold the keys to decode love's silent language forever. This is your awakening. But this journey doesn't end here. Our next revelation will expose the exact ritual to magnetize his unconscious devotion, a soul alchemy so potent, it bypasses his ego completely. If you're among the thousands feeling this transformation right now without subscribing, change that. Tap subscribe now, because YouTube won't show you part 2 unless you ring that bell. This is your tribe, your lifeline. Smash the like button with conviction. Let's flood the algorithm with truth tellers. Then prove your courage. Comment, soul recognized, below right now. 3 reasons. It seals your commitment to this path. I'll personally read every single one. Together we'll map how far this revolution spreads, from Lisbon to Jakarta, Lagos to Lima. You didn't just watch a video. You initiated a soul-level shift. Guard this truth. Nurture this fire. Until our next descent into the depths, walk in your power. You are seen.